Hello everybody and welcome back to Manor Lords, where we are currently in the winter, and that is absolutely fine. Now, I'm a little concerned about the status of the plowing over here. I'm wondering if maybe we should leave 2 of these field sections fallow every year. In which case we would maybe add in some additional fields up over here. We would want to have at least 4 fields, with ideally differing amounts of fertility. So that is definitely a consideration. Now, it is currently December. I'm checking in on our food supplies here. 3 months of food. Okay. Over here, only 2 months of food. I do think that that will likely change. We are running the mill. Yes. Yeah, this wheat is going to be worked into grain, and then the grain is going to be worked into flour, and then the flour is going to be baked into bread. So as that flour gets ground up, we are going to be making that into bread, and this should start producing a good amount of food again. So that'll be fine. That'll keep that busy for a little while, but that is okay. Now down over here we have 16 months of food. So we're not concerned about food over here. Over here it's more fuel, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that either. So I would certainly like to put in a windmill over here somewhere. This is 98% efficiency here. 92 here, 97. It would be 100% up over this way. Ooh, this is 100% efficiency. I want to put burgages there, though. This is 100% efficiency. Do it. Okay, so that'll be fine. And then I would also like to build a communal oven somewhere. We could build that here. We could build it like here. I think here is fine. So we don't have anyone assigned for construction at this moment. We need population growth, and we currently have enough approval for population growth. So that is good. We have enough burgages as well. We don't have anyone currently in the logging camp. I'd like to have a family there. I'd like to have a family in the granary, in the storehouse, in the saw pit, and the stable. We don't need anyone there for now. So that's going to be a few extra family assignments before that construction comes in, right? And we can grow by 3. So for now, I'm going to not assign anyone to the saw pit. We'll come back to that. We are going to need a church down over here at some point, and we probably should consider building it. Maybe around... Oh, we don't have the stone or the planks, presumably. We do have the stone. We're lacking the planks. Okay, that's fine. That'll be people working in the saw pit. It's okay. We'll get there. Cool. So that should be this good to go for now, although we're definitely going to want to build... Like, we're going to want to clean up the iron deposit here. So I'm going to put in a mining camp here. This is a temporary thing. I'm also going to put in a stonecutter camp up over here. There we go. And then we're going to put in another mining pit right out over here. So that's all fine for the time being. It's going to take a little bit to get this all going. I'm actually not going to have these be assigned yet. We'll prioritize construction. So that'll be good. Once we get all that cleaned up, we'll get rid of these and we'll convert this over into farmland. We need to clear out a good amount of trees over here, of course, and that's what the logging camp is for. So that is fine, but we are full on timber storage here, and we should definitely consider doing something with that. But we are going to be building some with the construction, so that'll be fine. Okay, so Waldbrand is still down to 2 months of food. Are we currently baking? Transporting, peddling, and transporting. I see that there's 4 bread in here. I'm going to assume that we are indeed baking. So that should keep us through the winter. Yeah, there we go. 3 months of food. Work area is empty. Ah, the forager hut. Yeah, that's because this berry deposit is seasonal. That is absolutely understood. So that is fine for the time being. We've got plenty of cash in the treasury for our royal tax, so I'm not concerned about that. We don't really have any major concerns right now other than potentially an ongoing food source here. But in theory, they can just trade for their food. And that is kind of what we wanted them to do. We did build this windmill here. I'm wondering about a potential farm. So if we were to look at the emmer fertility up here is actually not too bad. We could put a small wheat farm up over here, have like 2 fields and alternate between them. So this would be a field up over here. That would be about like this or so. 1.5 Morgan. And then a second field that would go up over here. Similar in size. We want to keep this quite small, though. 1.9 Morgan. Okay, that's a little larger than I was angling for. 1.6. 1.5. Okay, so about like that. Now, I'm going to put in a road over here. Is that actually a connection point? Surely it is. Okay. So this road would come through about like this. We could connect it in here, we could connect it in here, or we could connect it in up here, and that's what I'm going to do. So something like that. And then this road can wrap all the way around here. If we can get it to wrap. It really doesn't want to. I guess we'll have to manually turn it. And then it can come down over here. I don't like that turn up here. So let's put a point here and see if we can have it wrap down this direction. It really doesn't want to. Okay. Well, we can adjust the curvature like this, right? And that's pretty much what I want to do. So we can adjust the curvature and have it be about here. About like that. Which I guess we'll do. And then we would need to put in, of course, a communal bakery here. Or a communal oven, rather. So that would go about here. Okay. So, who's going to work this is the next question. That's definitely an interesting question. But that should be enough food production, in theory. We don't need a lot of food production to get this handled. So we would like to stop importing meat here, but unfortunately, I don't feel like we're quite in the position for that. I do want to get a couple of extra burgages down here to help work those fields. So that would go from here to about here. Bringing this back to be about... I don't love this space out over here. It would have quite a backyard, but it would be expandable to be 2 houses. I'm thinking, what if we had the front be here, though? And we instead put it like this. I feel like that's a far more efficient use of this space. Okay. So we'll get going on that. That's going to take some time to get that all built. I do want these burgages to be top priority. So let's get those built first. Wonderful. Okay, that's all fine. Let's get those built first so that we can get some population growth, and then they can help with all of the constructions that we've got going on over here. So that'll be fine, and then down over here, I'm still kind of concerned about what we've got going on in our farmhouse. I think having 2 of these fields laying fallow, or having 2 of these field sections being active at any given time is a bit problematic. This is a large field out over here. We may want to consider putting in additional fielding out over this way. Okay. There's a little bit of flax up over here. So we could grab a field, something like that, and have that be flax. And then this over here can just be emmer, right? And it would be like that. However, these are going to be fallow this year, right? Actually, no. This should be flax. I'm going to plant barley in this field. Okay. So it's going to be something like that. We may want to consider having a second farmhouse, though. I don't know. I kind of don't want to. So what we may want to consider doing is only having one of these sections under cultivation at any given time. This is kind of our biggest section up here. That's going to be very considerable to get that all built up, right? To get that all plowed. It's going to be a lot. Okay, so I want to... Okay, that's not exactly where I wanted that to go. Let's get rid of that. Let's try this again. I wanted it to go like that. There we go. That'll do. Cool. So it is currently December, and I'm not too concerned about anything. So at this point, let's just warp on forward and see what we can get done. Cool. We definitely need population growth over here in this village. And this village here is doing pretty well, all things considered. I'm not too concerned about what we've got going on here. This village should be okay at this point. We just need to get these constructions completed and have a few additional growths, right? That'll be fairly important. We do have this wheat field down here, and then we've got these two fields up here. I'm wondering, wheat is 58. Okay. We may want to have a barley field for tavern reasons. This would be a decent barley field over here. So that would be fine, and then this would be a good wheat field. 20% flax and 21%. So this would be flax, and then this would be wheat. And then we could crop rotate. In theory. I'm just thinking about this right now and thinking, what field are we going to have lay fallow? Crop rotation is definitely a thing that we can do, but having a field lay fallow is the best way to go. Fertility is kind of low. We could expand it out over here. For the moment, I think we're going to call this good. We don't want this to be a major farming community, although we may actually want to demolish this field and split this field into two smaller fields. Actually, I think that's a pretty good idea. So this would be like over here. And then a second field that would come down to about here. And be something about like that. So this is now split into two fields, and this can be wheat and barley and flax, or, you know, whatever. So wheat, flax, up here. What's the best for barley? 44 and 30. So we'll have this be barley, and then this one I'm going to leave fallow for now, and we can just do some sort of rotation there. Okay, that seems pretty decent. So we do need some population growth here. And we'll just let these people work on their construction for now. A new family started moving in over here. And that is a very big deal. So that means that they have decided to do saw pitting, or I'm not sure where they went. They were immediately assigned to something. Well, we don't need people on our foraging right now. So we're going to have them come back and start working on some of this construction. That'll be okay. It's January. There's nothing to forage. They can go back to foraging later. But we do need to get some of this construction done, ideally before spring. So that'll be fine. Cool. That windmill is going to get finished up. That is a fairly big deal. The communal oven is going to get finished fairly soon as well. Construction is done on one of the mining pits. Okay. Specifically, that is this one. Cool. But we definitely need more people here. That's what we need more than anything right now. So that's all looking good. Out over this direction, we're not expecting too much. I mean, we're going to need to do more plowing once spring comes in, but that's fine. But yeah, I'm thinking right now we're going to only have one field under cultivation at any, like one field section under cultivation going forward. This is by far the largest of our fields, and I'm a little concerned about getting that under cultivation. We'll see what that ends up looking like. Okay, so this farmhouse needs to get built. But these burgages are getting dealt with very nicely. So that looks good. We're going to be bringing in a little bit more food over here. That is, of course, of vital importance. What do we have in our charcoal kiln right now? Only one family? Okay, that's noted. So this burgage plot is nearly completed. We're still waiting on... The royal tax is increased. Okay. We're still waiting on our transported goods to come in here, but that's fine. Another family started moving in here. Perfect. So we've got a lot of this construction finishing up. We do need to get a fair amount of construction done still. This farmhouse and this communal oven are currently fairly high priorities there. Now, back in our main town, we currently have 3 months of food. We're kind of holding even right now, grinding up that flour. We could put another family into the communal oven or into the windmill. We've got plenty of flour. If we wanted another family, it would be in the communal oven. But I think for the moment, this is fine. Keep in mind, we have foragers here that are currently not doing anything. So that is reasonably fine. We've just finished our stonecutter camp out over here. We've got 3 families unassigned. Okay, I'm going to leave it that way for now. We're going to want to put probably 2 of them into the farmhouse, but this field is already sown, so that's not an issue. We're not going to need the farmhouse to be run until September, so that's not a huge problem. Okay, we just paid our tax, which is, you know, rude, but we have enough already for our next tax, so that is wonderful. We just finished up our construction of the farmhouse up over here, and it's currently February. I'm going to start assigning some people to this farmhouse. Let's see. This is wheat and flax. This is barley and fallow. So that's okay for now, and we're just going to have to alternate where those various fields are. I'm not going to expand the fields out here, but we definitely do need an additional source of food here. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to assign 3 families to the farmhouse. That's probably sufficient for now. Do we have any more construction queued up over here? I'm not convinced that we do. So I'm going to assign a family to the windmill and a family to the communal oven, even though it's going to be a long time before they have the resources to get to work on that. So that's okay. It is February as of now, and we're going to have to work on some of this. So let's warp forward here, and this town out over this way still needs a lot of work. No doubt about that. So I'm going to send these guys up to the forager hut again. Actually, I'm only going to put 1 family in there. That'll be fine. I do think starting up another field over here is pretty decent. Okay. There's a lot of fertility around. We can just kind of build fields wherever here. So that is okay. We'll just take this out over, like, this direction. And then run it up to, like, here. 5.2 Morgan is a lot of field size. Why can't we build that? It would let us build this. But it wouldn't let us build this. That's very awkward. Yeah, it doesn't like what we've got going on over here, I guess. Okay. So I guess that's fine. we can just shrink this down. It was going to be a very large field anyway, and I kind of want to have it smaller. This will be fine. There we go. So that is going to end up being a flax field. And then we're going to want to build ourselves a barley field out over here as well. Something like that. And we'll deal with the fertility later on. This is okay for now. Cool. We definitely want to have at least one family assigned to the farmhouse, but I'm gonna do two. We're gonna have a family growth here fairly soon. So that seems fine. And once that's done, we're definitely going to want to start expanding out our, not our farmhouse, we're going to want to start expanding out our burgages. And that's okay. I'm wondering right now about this area. Odd facing on that. That is not the direction I expected that to be facing. Okay. That is definitely noted. And now it doesn't want to snap to the road. Yeah. Okay. So it would need to be something like this. But that's plot too small. Okay. Awkward. I was trying to do something here, like what we did up over here, and fill that in with horizontal housing. That would have been the best way to go about it. As far as I can tell, the game doesn't like doing that right now. So that's not going to be an option, I suspect. Maybe if we took it in, like, over here? I mean, it's not great. But I guess it'll do. Okay. Very awkward, but it's fine. So we just had a family move in. They are currently on construction, so they'll get going on these burgages. We'll be able to get like 4 additional families out of this, and that'll be good. Now, most of our families are going to be assigned to the farmhouse eventually, but for now, this is absolutely fine. So we should be heading out to the fields to work on field work now that it's March. And that is indeed exactly what we're doing. Excellent. We've got more work to do here. Yeah, we're beginning to do some plowing out over here. The ox path is actually a little bit... Oh, I spoke too soon. I was going to say it's a little more efficient, but this is a terrible path. Absolutely terrible. I guess it's fine. Sure. We are working on getting this field plowed up, and that is going to be good. Is this field under cultivation already? Yes, it is. Okay. So that seems fine. Of course, this is less fine, but let's just get this all dealt with over here. Get this fully growing. That would be great. And then this out here is going to take a while to get that cultivated up. That's for sure. But we are making some progress on it. So we'll get some growth out of it for sure. These guys are going to sow over here. No major issue there. And checking in up over this way. How are things going? Okay. That's not too bad, actually. We're starting to get all of that under cultivation. This is going to be minimal output this year because we are planting in the spring rather than in the fall, but that is reasonably fine. This ox is actually doing some things? Okay, not anymore. Sure. At least we're plowing by hand at the same time as using the ox, so it's all good. We don't have a bunch of idle farmers. Yeah, they're on their way out over here to help plow. Looks good. Cool. Well, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work our way through this. This field is planted. I feel like it shouldn't be. We could burn the field. It's only at 2%. And actually, I'm going to press that button and see what happens. Okay. Now it's fallow. Cool. Because we did not want that field to be planted. Okay, well, it is time to put that cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work on getting our food supply a little bit better situated. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.